want to show you how to make a basket today. I'm using earthenware clay, and then this will be fired in the kiln and eventually glazed and fired again. I'm going to use this fish line with beads on the end to cut the clay. And then we're going to start with a simple pinch pot. I always start my pinch pots by making a nice round ball first. Don't take too much time to make that ball. The longer you work it, the drier it's going to get. So now I'm going to take my thumb and push it in. I'm really pushing hard. And do you see the muscles are flexing in my hands and in my arms? And I'm going to drag my thumb across the inside of this lump of clay, smoothing the inside as I'm stretching the inside. My thumb is dragging quite firmly around the inside so you can see how smooth that is. And then I'm going to start stretching it, smoothing my thumb outward from the inside, outward. And again, this is still thinning the wall of what will become a basket, nice and consistently and evenly. And as on the basket that is already made, I'm going to elongate two opposite sides so that it looks a little more interesting. And all I'm doing is smoothing and dragging my dry fingers. Some people feel like they need to wet their fingers when they're working with earthenware clay. I'm the opposite. I believe you should keep your fingers as dry as you can, because you're going to be able to smooth any creases. You see these little wrinkles and creases right there? Those bug me. So now I'm going to, with a dry finger, just smooth those out. Right there. There's a little line. Dry finger, smooth it out. Okay? So you do things a lot more effectively with a dry, clean finger. Okay. As clean as this is anyway. I'm going to stretch this a little bit more. I felt some air bubbles pop. Good. We don't want the air bubbles left in there. I don't want that blowing up in the kiln. I'm going to keep sliding my fingers across. Smoothing out any more wrinkles, creases, imperfections that are bugging me. Just cleaning them away. Rather than getting discouraged, I just touch it lightly and let my fingers glide over the surface to rub away any of those wrinkles and cracks. Look at that. So gently. I'm not even pressing hard. So gently cleaning that edge. There's a big one I'm going to get rid of right now. So it's all gently done. It's not like I'm pushing hard and using frustration to get rid of it. I'm using patience and gentle manipulation to get the result I'm after. It's kind of a therapeutic feeling to be able to do that. All right, so I'm happy with the basket. So now I'm going to put that off to the side. I'm going to grab some more clay, cutting with my string. Now I'm going to squeeze out. I like to tell my students, just squeeze it into a Slim Jim sausage. Nice and thin. The longer and narrower, slimmer you make this, the easier it is to roll out a nice clean handle. Okay, so I've got my cardboard on my little plastic sheet on my kitchen counter here. And if your cardboard is sliding too much, I put a little damp dishcloth underneath. So anyway, I'm taking my hands and I'm starting in the center and I'm rolling away from me. When the clay gets too big, fold it in half, break it in the middle, and then roll nice and evenly. Do you see how I'm moving my hands away from each other? That helps to even out and helps to stretch the coil all the way through, from the middle to the end. Here it's really thick, it's thin, and it's got another thick spot here. I'm going to start in the middle, separate my hands as I go, and even that all out. go. Now I'm going to line these two up nicely together and gently twirl it. You can do that the whole way, or you can hold still and watch all the way across. And look at that beautiful handle that I just made. Nice and easy. And again, if you end up with creases or lines that you don't like, gently, gently, gently glide over the surface, and it's going to smooth out any of those unappealing lines. So now I want to line this up with my basket, and it's a little too long. So I'm going to take my little homemade paper clip on a pencil tool to cut it nice and evenly and see if that's about right. That still seems a little big. So I'm going to cut a little bit more off. And then use my wire brush to attach it. It just happened to be next to the kitchen sink, and there's a little water down in here, so I'm going to use that. Scratching and scratching. So I was going to use my homemade one, wasn't I? Here we go. There's my homemade one. And I'm going to get some water. There we go. So you scratch and wet. You have to dip that wire brush into the water and scratch the surface, and that is essentially our glue when we're working with earthenware clay. There we go. Press it on so gently. When I say press, I don't mean pinch. I don't mean compact it and squeeze it so thin. If you push hard, you're going to end up ripping this attachment. The idea is to do everything gently with patience. So when I press this together, I only applied a tiny bit of smoothing pressure so that I know there's a good attachment at both ends of the handle. All right, so there's my little simple basket. And if I hold it still and let it just sit and rest, the handle isn't going to slump over. We're going to leave it sit like this, and as it dries, the handle will dry in place and look as even as it is now. So if you enjoyed my content and want to make a contribution, just click the link below. Thank you.